We're here looking at the Venus from Nidecker. This is a 151. Comes with the medium radius side cut, which is 7.1 meters. It has a 246 millimeter waist width. The Venus also comes in a wide variety of different sizes. This is a directional twin, so it is a little bit more directional on the nose than the tail, but you can still ride it switch if you want to. It has a 6 out of 10 flex, and it comes with a positive camber profile in between the bindings, and then it goes to rocker on the nose and the tail. And then the base is an N5000 base. Yeah, so I got this in basically spring conditions this year. I had a couple other testers ride it in a little bit more like snow conditions, but I have ridden the Venus in a lot of different conditions. Our previous review covered basically all of them because I actually did own this board. But this is the new one with the white top sheet. The Venus is a really fun all-mountain directional twin. It is one of those boards that likes to dabble in a lot of different conditions, but it dabbles in a very fun way. It has a really fun, carefree personality. The on-snow feel it's not locked in. I would say it's like stable. When you're flat-based, it does glide straight, but it's not edge catchy at all. But it also doesn't want to like spin on you either. So I would say this is stable on snow. It's very quick to turn. The 151 turned a little bit slower for me than the 143 did, but when you ride it in your size, it's a really fun board that turns quickly and is fun to maneuver around the hill. I put a few riders on this board. I've also put some riders on my board in the past, and everyone I've put on it has really liked it and really enjoyed the personality and the way the board maneuvers on snow. So this year we are going to add the Venus to the Good Ride All Mountain Favorites list. So let's talk about it a little bit. So the Venus handles steeps pretty well. It is, again, it's not like a super hard charging board, but it is fun and nimble and maneuverable enough to make some closed turns on steep terrain and also be able to just kind of maneuver it through some like steeper bumps or off-piste kind of chunder stuff. It has nice edge hold and nice connection to the snow on steep terrain. It doesn't slide out on you, and it's super reliable up there. The edge hold, I found it held an edge great. It has no side cut disruption for ice, so it's going to have a little bit less edge hold than something with a little bit more disruption in the side cut. But for the West Coast ice, it did just fine. If you're going to go out in average conditions, it's going to do just fine there. And then again, very nimble and quick to turn. So when you get it down into trees or moguls, it's going to maneuver well. It likes a small to medium radius turn, so you're able to kind of maneuver it in tighter spots and turn it quickly if you want to. And then bringing it on to Groomers, again, it's that board that does a little bit of everything, so it is fun to carve. It can definitely carve a line. This 151 carves better for me than the 143 that I've ridden previously because it's just a bigger board overall for me. But riding it true to your size, it is a lot of fun to carve. It's not a super aggressive, hard charging carver, but it can definitely do it. The positive camber between the feet kind of help give it a little extra energy and a little extra hold in the carve. And then the medium flex allows the board to bend without being too aggressive about it. So you do get energy back without having to put too much into it, and it makes turning this board on Groomers a lot of fun. You can make skidded turns and carved turns alike. It is pretty easy to make skidded turns. Like I said, it's not super locked in on snow when you're turning, so it's not catchy at all. You don't have to worry about catching an edge, but it's also not extremely loose. So it really likes a nice skidded turn, again, medium to small radius on Groomers. And then riding switch, it is a directional twin, but not too much directional. So you can definitely ride a switch and it doesn't feel too backwards. I notice it just a little bit, but would ride switch on this all day. It's not a problem. Buttering on this board is a lot of fun. The medium flex, it says 6 out of 10 flex, but it kind of has a personality of a more playful board that's more of like a 4 out of 10 flex. But then you get the stability when you ride it at a slightly higher speed. It stays stable and it kind of absorbs all the chunder and the bumps for you. So you definitely can butter it, you know, you can play around on it, but you can also ride it at a little bit of a faster speed and it's going to stay together for you. I feel like the Venus is friendly enough to play around in the park. It's definitely forgiving enough to learn jumps on, to hit some small to medium features on, no problem. Maybe even some medium to largest features. It's playful enough to even hit some jibs. It's not a freestyle specific board, but it's an all mountain directional twin, so it can definitely dabble in the park and have some fun there. It'll be fun in the pipe. It's pretty stable. It has a nice edge hold. It's got nice energy and pop to it. It's not gonna be like a hard charging pipe board, but if you wanna play around with it, you could definitely hit the pipe with this. And as far as pop and ollies go, I feel like this has like a medium pop, a little bit above medium pop to it. It's easy to bend and it's easy to put energy into the board and get that energy back from it. So you don't have to try super hard, but it does have a little bit of energy in there for you to hit some natural features or go over some jumps and stuff like that. So in powder, it is a directional twin, but it's still a twin, so it's not going to be super floaty in powder, but it should be able to handle most of your average storm days. Anything under a foot, the Venus is going to do pretty good on a powder day, and you can definitely set it back a little bit and get some added directional float as well. The rocker in the nose, let's see here, the turned up nose and the round shape is going to help that nose float a little bit more in some softer snow and keep it floating pretty well. Or if you're going to see average snow conditions, then the Nidecker Venus will probably handle your average powder day okay. The Venus would be good for that intermediate to advanced rider. Once a playful board that can ride in all sorts of conditions, it can perform in a lot of different snow conditions and a lot of different terrain. And it can also adapt to a lot of different riding styles without being too catchy. So if you're looking for something that's not super aggressive, but also has enough technical ability to get out there and kind of ride a little bit, but in a playful, kind of carefree way, maybe check out the Venus from Nidecker.